the Natural Health and Healing Show with one of New England's leading nutritionists, Mark Mincolla. The show is brought to you by the Good Health Stores in Hanover and Quincy. Call Mark at 781-837-4900 with your health and nutrition questions. Now, here's Mark.
Good evening and welcome. A lovely, lovely Sunday evening. I hope everybody is at home, relaxing, ready to enjoy another fascinating and a compelling natural health and healing program, and it's great to have you here with us. Of course, we're always interested in bringing you the latest information regarding health, a lot of alternative medicine, dietary, nutritional information, research information, etc. And tonight is no exception. The only exception about tonight is we have some very interesting guests that are really above the typical interviews. And I have my son Lex Mincolla coming in this evening in just a few moments with Raul Panchal, his mate, and they've developed some really interesting drinks. Those of you who are down at Good Health Natural Foods, on Friday you get to meet them. They have a drink called Prometheus Springs. They have a beverage business that is nationally developed at this point, and they've taken on a great project, and the drink is really a standout drink, I will say. The reason for it, of course, capsaicin. We've done programs before on substance P and on capsaicin. Capsaicin, of course, is a remarkable product that comes from chili peppers. It's a phytochemical that exists in chili peppers, and of course it deters animals from eating them. Hot, spicy stuff that has a myriad of health benefits. Most folks are certainly aware of the importance of capsaicin as a pain relief agent. Topical form of capsaicin is, of course, recognized as a treatment agent for osteoarthritis pain and diabetic neuropathy. And, of course, the reason for that is the capsaicin inhibits substance P, a neuropeptide that is the key transmitter for pain to the brain, and substance P can cause swelling of nerve fibers, which can result in headaches and sinus problems. And studies have found that capsaicin both relieves and prevents cluster headaches, migraine headaches, sinus headaches, and as we said earlier, pain, swelling and inflammation in the nerve fibers that results from osteoarthritis and diabetic neuropathy, etc. And there have been some amazing studies in the past 10 years regarding capsaicin. And, of course, capsaicin has been found to inhibit the growth of human prostate cancer cells in petri dishes. In animal studies, researcher Dr. Philip Kopfler is director of hematology oncology at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, professor of medicine at the University of California in Los Angeles, has done the lion's share of research on capsaicin, publishing studies in cancer research finding that capsaicin does indeed cause cancer cells to commit suicide. And specifically, almost 80% of the prostate cancer cells died in these particular studies at UCLA. So, we find more and more anti-inflammatory, and again, cancer is, of course, as most of you know who listen to this broadcast, cancer is an inflammatory disease. All cancers are. But capsaicin is a remarkable natural phytochemical agent found, as we said, in peppers that my son Lex and his partner Raul Panchal actually developed in their beverages. So a whole new kind of concept, the idea of healthy beverages. So many different beverages out there are purely, antioxidant-based health beverages, which is a great idea, build up the immune system. But this whole concept of a thermogenic agent that has fat-burning properties, anti-inflammatory properties. Anti-inflammatory properties, of course, refers to a number of different possibilities because, again, capsaicin is a remarkable anti-inflammatory agent from peppers that has been found, as we said, to cause cancer cell death, as well as provide pain relief, relieve congestion, soothe intestinal disease, burn fat, protect the heart, of course. And there's some interesting studies regarding how capsaicin helps the body to dissolve fibrin, which is, of course, the blood clotting agent in the human body. So a very powerful, healthy aging that these young guys have found a way to put into a drink. The drink is available at Good Health Natural Foods. It's a remarkable story how they started this company and how they're trying to really make a difference with your health. And it should be a fascinating chat we're going to do with them in just a few moments. We'd like you to stay right where you are, and we'll be right back with Lex Mincola and Raul Panchal, the makers of Prometheus Springs, a remarkable health drink. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Laura from Good Health Natural Foods, proud sponsor of the Health and Healing Show. We're all about smart, simple, and affordable nutrition. Let our lifestyle consultants help you and your family keep your resolutions and achieve all your personal goals this year. Feel good and look your very best today. For everything natural, organic, and economical, it's Good Health Natural. Thanks for listening.
Right in our area, we are fortunate to have one of the top martial arts schools in the country, Personal Best Karate. Personal Best has been recognized for their community involvement, professional staff development, character building programs, and exciting educational curriculum. Personal Best stands at the top of their industry. 5 locations offering personalized professional instruction. Not sure if karate is right for you? At no obligation, the staff at Personal Best will guide you in a private introductory program to see if karate is indeed the right fit to help you achieve your goals and meet your needs. What does karate at Personal Best teach you? Character building, success habits, helps you get in shape, relieve stress, self-control, setting goals, and of course, self-defense. Personal Best's goal is to create successful, contributing members of society through the practice of the martial arts at Personal Best. Mr. Chris Rappold is, of course, the founder of Personal Best Karate. He tells me his greatest joy of all is to see the personal transformation in each and every student. Bring out your best with Personal Best Karate. Telephone number 508-285-5425. That's 508-285-5425. Locations in Norton, Foxborough, Southeaston, Franklin, and Taunton. That's Personal Best Karate.
Alrighty, welcome back. And we are here, of course, with Lex Mincola and Raul Panchal. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us, Dr. Mark.
Great to be here with you guys. And this is a remarkable product that you have, the Prometheus Springs beverages. Of course, the real key here is the beverage is loaded with capsaicin, and boy, you can surely taste it. And capsaicin, as we said at the outset, helps. Studies have indicated that capsaicin helps fight cancer, provides pain relief, prevents sinusitis, relieves congestion, fights inflammation, soothes intestinal disease, burns fat, protects the heart. So it's been researched extensively and is a very remarkable thing to put in a health drink. What gave you the idea?
It started off, we just liked spicy food, and we just wanted a way to have spice around more often without having to eat so much.
So this innocently started as, hey, we love spice, let's get it in a drink.
Exactly.
Well, you found a way to put something in a drink that has some remarkable research behind it as far as health benefits, and as we mentioned, cancer, heart disease, thermogenesis, weight loss, pain relief, et cetera, et cetera. And, the more you Google it, the more you search it, the more you realize that there is an onslaught of new information that consistently comes across the airwaves, indicating that capsaicin is truly an anti-inflammatory agent. So, to the best of my knowledge, this is the first health drink that I know of that actually has a very powerful anti-inflammatory agent in it.
I believe we're the first to use capsaicin in a beverage in general, which for us was a huge highlight after we realized that no one was doing it. That seemed like a good place to start.
Incredibly delicious, but when you first take that first sip, wow.
Yeah, it's a zing.
It's a zing. It absolutely is. But, interestingly enough, one of the things you pointed out, Raul, it's real important, that substance P reaction, that chemical, that neuropeptide reaction, that after you get that first zinger, and then you take a second, third, fourth ensuing sips or drinks, you become adapted to it.
Yeah. It's like by the time you finish the bottle, it's not even that spicy anymore. You're just feeling the effects of the endorphin response. And
there really is an endorphin response. You were telling me a story about a woman last night who actually consumed some and actually really got a a kind of buzz off of this capsaicin.
Oh, she was telling us she felt high.
And it does give you that kind of initial feeling. It's pretty remarkable. And the reason that happens, folks, is because pungent is a flavor. Pungent, which is what this has, a real strong pungency in it, disperses. And in Chinese medicine, for example, one of the reasons that pungency is so medicinal is because it stimulates. Like when you have a hot, spicy soup after you've got a bad head cold, it makes your nose run because it stimulates your lymphatic system. So pungent elements such as this capsaicin will stimulate your lymphatic system, stimulate your bronchial system. There's a number of different studies about capsaicin for bronchitis, for various lung infections, etc. So it really does give you that zing, but it's moving energy.
Oh, yeah. We actually, when we first started working with the drink, we tried it warm, and we realized it was almost therapeutic warm, so we tweaked the flavors to taste great, heated up, or served cold.
And you're virtually all around the country, or you soon will be, is that right?
Well, we're on the East Coast now. West Coast is coming next.
We've got a few stores in the Midwest, I believe, too.
Yeah.
So you've just recently tried to basically get things moving, and it's moving very, very quickly, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. The response has been great.
So soon to be throughout the United States.
Yeah, probably in the next year.
Prometheus Springs, and tell us how you came up with the name.
Prometheus, he's the titan that stole fire from the gods and gave the gift of fire to mankind.
To us, capsaicin was Mother Nature's fiery gift to mankind, so
yeah.
We kind of saw a parallel there and ran with it.
Yeah, we're just following the footsteps of Prometheus and just keeping the flame alive.
It's fantastic. So tell us about the different flavors you've got here.
We've got pomegranate black pepper, we've got lychee wasabi, and we've got lemon ginger. They all have the spice hits you with all of them just a little bit different.
So there's capsaicin in all these?
Oh, yeah. They all have
1.5 milligrams.
Yeah, 1.5 milligrams of capsaicin extract per bottle. Or no, per serving.
Per serving. All right, so you've come up with several different flavors. And in theory, I guess folks really could try one flavor if they're more interested in a sour kind of flavor, because one of these that I tasted a little bit more on the sour side.
Yeah, the pomegranate black pepper.
Pomegranate black pepper. And what was the first one that I tried? That was real spicy.
The lemon ginger. That
was my favorite.
Yeah.
I like the lemon ginger quite a bit.
That one's great hot, too.
Fantastic. So you can serve these warm or cold.
Oh, yeah. They're just like teas. You can heat them up. And they'll clear you out, like if you're having a headache or a stuffy nose.
Incredible. And there's a number of different stories of folks, of course, who have taken capsaicin from a medicinal perspective and whose migraine headaches immediately turned off.
Oh, yeah, no. One of the stores we were at in Brooklyn last week, one of the buyers had a headache, and I was like, hey, just try this. It might, I'm not promising anything. 5 minutes later into the meeting, they were like, my headache's gone.
Well, that's the beauty of capsaicin as a dispersing agent, because many a migraine headache is actually a congestive headache. Congestive meaning that all those nerves are inflamed and all those tissues are drawn together, and there's not a great deal of circulation going on there. So the capsaicin is a great circulatory agent that obviously broke up some of that inflammation and got rid of that migraine.
Yeah.
So again, the idea of bringing something like capsaicin into a drink. You like spice,
right,
as you both said. You both grew up on spicy foods. Tell us about your diet growing up.
Growing up, I'm Indian. My parents fed me spice since I was a baby. I had more than I could handle at a young age. And I've always liked it, but I always thought it was a little much. So, the drink is spicy, but it's not overwhelmingly spicy.
Right.
And it was designed just to be like a refreshing version of spicy instead of with most foods you have them in like the heavy way, like hot wings and things like that. And it's nothing like that. It's very crisp and light and refreshing.
And Lex, I know how you ate as a kid.
Yeah, I grew up on scrambled tofu instead of scrambled eggs. But yeah, I think
with a whole lot of spice.
With a whole lot of spice, yeah. And I think in boarding school is where I developed my passion for spice. I think just because the food from the dining hall wasn't so tolerable.
So you had to find a way to.
I had to cover it up with lots of spice.
So you went from a spicy childhood to an even more spicy childhood.
I've just been ramping up ever since.
So, all right, so you guys started off with this concept that, hey, we love spicy food, let's create a spicy drink, but soon thereafter, you did a little bit of research, of course. Anybody that develops a business is going to do some research, And as you Googled your way through capsaicin and spice, you learned an awful lot of medicinal reality came into play here, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of reverse engineered in that fashion where we had this idea that we just wanted to make a spicy drink because there wasn't any spicy drinks out there. And then eventually we realized we were onto something bigger than just flavor.
So when you have folks try these drinks now, what are the typical comments? I know you did a presentation at Good Health Natural Foods on Friday, and I guess the rumor has it you were surrounded by potential folks with great interest. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I think our drink is very polarizing. People tend to really love it, or they simply just can't handle the spice, which we're okay with that. It's that kind of middle of the road, it's okay, that we don't like and we don't ever get.
Right. So, well, how do you feel about the idea that since you've learned about the powerful medicinal component of capsaicin? Again, you started off quite innocently saying we love spicy food, we grew up on it, let's do a spicy drink. But, then it seemed to take a shift. That it's like you said, the engineering took a little bit of a shift there in direction, and you learned a great deal more about the healing power, the anti-inflammatory power of capsaicin. And, that's a whole other world unto itself. I think that you're probably going to meet with more and more and more folks out there at places like Good Health Natural Foods, or certainly doing broadcasts like this, where people understand and really appreciate the medicinal power of Mother Nature with capsaicin. And again, there's no other drinks that did this out there. Nobody has done this. So, you've got something that is not only exciting and spicy and fun, but you've got something that, to me, much more importantly than that, is anti-inflammatory.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what kind of drove, once we found out about the health effects, that's what drove our decision to make it all organic, all natural.
And it is all organic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The first kind of development company we worked with to figure out how to commercialize the formula we had, they didn't see eye to eye with us as far as, like, being organic, so we had to move on. And we went with a place that could do it organically. And now we're working on ways to bring in stevia and things like that as those kind of options become available.
So you're thinking about future movements and evolving in new directions with this product. Where do you see it? Where do you envision this long term?
Long term, I mean, food is
sky's
medicine.
the limit, huh?
Yeah, well, food is medicine. We'd like to make something that's totally in balance with your body. Right now, it's a little it's a little sweet, but we'd like to bring that down and make it something that can really work for you.
So how many grams of sugar per serving? We have 20 right now, which again is when you think about juices and most of the drinks out there, Welch's grape juice is 42 grams of sugar per serving.
Yeah.
Orange juice is 27 per serving. So the average juice out there is 25 to 45 grams of sugar per serving. So I think if you're at 20 and looking to drop it down in future formulas that you come up with stevias and things like that, you're really headed, I think, in a very positive medicinal direction here.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, our sugar right now is great. It's already more than half of a Coke.
Right.
So, we're definitely there, but we're trying to get it to just being in balance with the body.
So what is the web address? What is your email address or your website or whatever?
We got PrometheusSprings.com.
Yep.
PrometheusSprings.com.
And you've got an 800 number, yes?
Oh, yeah. 1-877-60-SPICY.
I like that. One more time on the...
877-60-SPICY.
60 spicy it is.
60 spicy.
So, Lex, tell me about what your visions are here for Prometheus Springs.
Well, I think, during the process of developing these drinks, that we never cut any corners, and I think that's something that's rare to find with a mass-produced product. A lot of people want to get everything to as cheap as possible so they can, have a greater profit margin. But for us, we just wanted to give the best product possible to the consumers, and that's where we decided when we left our old flavor house to say, no, it has to be organic, or, even...
It has to be in glass bottles.
It has to be in a glass bottle, or even when 20 grams of sugar is still on the lower side of things, we still want to make it taste good and be better. That's why we're going to go stevia. So eventually, we're trying to make, the best drink out there for you.
Well, again, the research really is supportive of your vision on this as far as capsaicin goes. And again, we talked about a number of different health properties. There's a number of researchers from Duke University that have been working on capsaicin studies for intestinal bowel disease. And there's a number of those studies that indicate that capsaicin may indeed kill H. pylori bacteria.
Oh, this brings up a really good point. A lot of people, when we do our tastings and demos at the store, they say, "Oh, I've got heartburn, I can't drink this." And I'm like, "Hey, just try a shot."
Just the opposite.
Just try a shot. It'll probably help your stomach.
Yeah, just the opposite. A lot of people think that if they have heartburn, that spicy food isn't going to work for them. Capsaicin has that very different effect, though. Capsaicin has the ability to disperse heat and acidity in the stomach. And again, if there's H. pylori bacteria, a lot of the new Duke University research indicates that it may indeed kill the bacteria that we're talking about here as well. So there's, antibacterial properties. There's these anti-inflammatory properties. So we're talking about, again, if you have a vision to put out the very best product out there and to try to really make a difference as far as health goes with food is medicine concept, you got a very powerful agent from which to draw.
Oh, yeah.
So how difficult is it to get the capsaicin in this drink and to actually make it, dispersed into, to me it's like I can envision, for example, cutting open a pepper at home and having it so powerfully spicy that if I leave it out on the counter for a couple days, it's going to lose some of that zip.
Oh, yeah.
So how is it that you guys get that stuff in these bottles and to have that same pop day in and day out?
That's the secret stuff.
Yeah, that's
ancient alchemical wisdom.
So you guys developed it, or your people developed it? I would guess.
A combination of both. But yeah, it's something that's been a challenge. That was, but
it does sustain though.
Oh yeah,
and it's consistent, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and we've even we've shelf life tested these things for up to 2 years, and the capsaicin flavor holds.
Especially with no preservatives, which was a big challenge for us, to have good shelf life.
And the bottles are hermetically sealed. Yeah. The thing that does somewhat diminishes a little bit of the fruit flavors. Those kind of dim over time, but the capsaicin holds.
Well, and the other thing that I think is really amazing is, I've had a sip or two out of several different bottles.
Yeah.
Consistency is huge.
Yeah.
That's a really important part of the equation.
That was a big challenge for us in the beginning. And once we got over that hurdle, that's why I'm here today.
So Good Health Natural Foods is the place that you can pick it up, try it out. Prometheus Springs. And again, we've got several different flavors here. Why don't you talk about those other flavors for a moment here?
Lemon ginger. It's got this crisp, refreshing zest of ginger, and
a little more sour.
A little more sour. A little more of the burn that the ginger brings. We've got the lychee wasabi, and the lychee notes are pretty pronounced in there. It's got a really floral top note.
Very delicate in a way.
Yeah.
But also backed with that potent wasabi.
Yeah. And the wasabi really isn't that present. A lot of people are afraid to try the wasabi. It's not as intense as full sushi wasabi. It doesn't burn your nose, but there's a little punch.
But I also want to say we use real wasabi. A lot of you go to your sushi restaurant, you're not getting actual wasabi. You're getting this composition of horseradish and green food coloring and some other powders in there, but yeah,
you're using the real deal.
Oh yeah.
So you guys didn't cut any corners, like you said. You're going quality. You're going the best product that you could possibly put together for folks out there.
Oh yeah.
What are folks going to spend on average for a serving of this, for a bottle of this? And the bottles are pint. They're 16-ounce bottles.
Oh yeah. Right now we're on sale at Good Health for $1.99, but regular price is probably going to be closer to $2.75.
And I'm insistent that these are sipping drinks.
Oh yeah.
Look, there's going to be those folks who occasionally just drop them down, but I think they are sipping drinks.
It's a lot like organic, refreshing scotch in a way. It's got that little throat burn
with a healthy bite and a healthy kind of zesty kind of flavor to it. And again, Good Health Natural Foods was fortunate enough to have these two guys down there on Friday. Tell us about your experience down there on Friday.
Oh, it was great. It was great. A lot of great people showed up.
You were down there all day.
We were down there all day, and we actually stood outside in the heat just to show that we believe in our product. No, but it was great. A lot of people, a lot of curious people showed up, wanted to know what the deal with the product was. The people that wanted to know, we would educate them. Some people, we were just kind of like, hey, have a sip, go inside. If you want more, come out and we'll explain it. trying to be as unintrusive as possible, and people loved it. People were walking out with 8 bottles at a time.
That's great.
Yeah, we were surprised to see people buying more than one on the way out.
So we have 2 young, innocent guys here that just like spicy food that said, hey, I got an idea. Let's put together a beverage company and put some healthy stuff in there and just kind of have fun with drinking spicy drinks and passing them around and meeting some nice people.
Isn't that how it works, though, when you stumble upon greatness in a way?
Well, you certainly have. You've got yourself a great winner here. These are amazing drinks. And again, folks, get on down to Good Health Natural Foods and try the Prometheus Springs beverages. And they are absolutely amazing. And I'm impressed with the pop they have. And I'm convinced that from the years of me studying energy medicine and whatnot, that these things have that ability to really disperse and generate an incredible amount of chi. I think you can notice at the minute you take a pop of these things that they're moving energy in your body pretty fast, pretty dramatically. And I, of course, credit the capsaicin with that. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk a little bit more about the capsaicin and a lot of the research, because there's some really interesting and fascinating research regarding capsaicin. We're talking with Lexman Kola, Raul Panchal, the makers of Prometheus Springs. What an amazing beverage. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is Catherine from Jarrow Formulas. We're happy to have continued our relationship with Mark Mincola in the Health and Healing Show, and we're happy to announce a new product from Jarrow Formulas called Jarrow Cell. We all know that as the body ages, it heals less rapidly and becomes frailer. Often the body is unable to process enough nutrients to repair weakening cartilage and protein fibers. A very important element in building and repairing your body is silicon. But unfortunately, as we grow, you may have difficulty absorbing adequate silicon from your diet. But now, thanks to a product called Jarrow Cell, you can be sure to get your share. Jarrow Cell can give you the silicon you need to support your bone health, bone mineral density, and in addition, Jarrow Cell strengthens and beautifies your hair, skin, and nails. Jarrow Cell is available now in a synergistic liquid formula that also includes boron and zinc. Ask for Jarrow Cell at your local health food stores. Or for more information, you can go to the Jarrow website, which is www.jarrow.com.
Hi, this is Laura from Good Health. Did you know that organic foods offer up to 1,000% more vitamins and minerals than non-organic foods? It's true. So this year, make every dollar count. Shop at Good Health Natural Foods in Quincy and Hanover. See us online at goodhealthnaturalfood.com. Remember, for certified organic produce, natural groceries, vitamins, bodybuilding, herbs, homeopathics, and natural cosmetics, it's Good Health Natural. See you soon.
Alrighty, welcome back. And we've been sitting here getting a little lemon ginger capsaicin buzz on. It's quite an amazing experience. It's really great, especially on a Sunday night when your cortisol levels are starting to kind of diminish, and you need to get a little excitement generated. This stuff will really do it for you. So we're talking, of course, with Lexman Kola and Raul Panchal, his partner, and they've developed a remarkable product, Prometheus Springs. And I just honestly, this sounds like a biased bit of information, of course, as well it should or might. But honestly, the taste test is what it's all about. To try this stuff is to believe it. There's nothing on the market like this. I mean, is that safe to say?
Very safe to say.
There is really and truly nothing on the market like this. It's just, it's awakening. It's invigorating. Oh, yeah. Amazing stuff. But we talked a little bit about this remarkable agent, capsaicin. This neuropeptide, this amazing stimulating agent that has all these remarkable medicinal, food is medicine properties that we talked about. And many of these different studies are varied in their impressive nature. And one of them that I found, I didn't know that there are a number of new patents presently out there for injectable capsaicin as a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. So this is a whole new area of science right now. And for chronic lower back pain, fibromyalgia, sciatica, etc., they're starting now to purchase patents for injectable capsaicin, again, as a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. So, Mother Nature never ceases to amaze. The number of applications of one phytonutrient like this. And, capsaicin causes the release, as we see, of substance P. And substance P is what we produce in our body, folks. It's called pre-protachykinin, or kinin. And this agent is really what your body basically sets up its pain threshold off of. So they've determined in a lot of research studies that this substance P is something that folks with fibromyalgia happen to produce an exceedingly high amount of. Most folks who don't have a lot of chronic pain don't produce as much substance P. So folks who do tend to have very sensitive pain thresholds are producing too much substance P. And, obviously that Mother Nature in the chemistry of the human body has ways to neutralize that. And serotonin, the neurotransmitter that makes us feel good, is one of those agents that when we have an ample supply of serotonin, we mediate the oversupply of substance P. So here it is. We produce substance P in the brain. Substance P makes us more reactive to pain. When that happens and those levels start to go up, the body and the brain produce more serotonin to offset it and to neutralize our exceedingly high pain response. So one of the things that capsaicin does is it actually neutralizes or releases this substance P from our body and makes us less sensitive to pain. It also really offsets with a number of different anti-substance P triggers in the body. A lot of neuropeptides, a lot of chemistry in the body that offsets our pain threshold. And, one of the things, Raul, that you pointed out is, and it's a really important point, when you're using capsaicin in food or a beverage, you can eat or drink a bunch of that, and when you initially do, you get that incredible pop. But after you've had it for a while,
it diminishes.
It diminishes dramatically. And that's the body's mediating of pain.
Oh, yeah.
It's exactly what it's all about. So it's kind of an interesting thing that the capsaicin does here. It gives us that little bit of kind of almost pleasurable pain.
Oh, yeah.
But ironically, it cleans up its own act. It diminishes itself, in a sense. It's pretty remarkable stuff.
It's like a nice dominatrix.
It is. That's exactly right. Well, and usually at this time, we're usually talking at the bottom of the hour about Good Health Natural Foods, because Good Health Natural Foods, of course, our flagship sponsor, and they, of course, have brought Prometheus Springs into the health food store. So if folks are interested in giving it a try, they can get down to Good Health Natural Foods. 2 different locations, and you can pick up your Prometheus Springs Good Health Natural Foods either down in Hanover, and say hi to Nick Mincola down there while you're down there. And that's down 219 Columbia Road, Route 53 in Hanover, 781-826-0808. Or you could also say hello to the folks up in downtown Quincy, 1637 Hancock Street, 617-773-4925. That's Good Health Natural Foods for all things natural, including Prometheus Springs, which is organic.
Indeed. And kosher as well.
And kosher as well, important point. So tell us about most of the responses you're getting from places out and about. How about folks in New York City, down in the Big Apple? What is your experience with Prometheus Springs down in the Big Apple these days?
I mean, I think one of our salespeople said it best. It's like we've got some industry veterans who they sell health products to a bunch of different health food stores, and one thing they've all said is that nobody's saying no. They're used to people pushing back and not wanting to bring in new edgy products, but this one's just...
It's so unique.
Yeah.
And I think that whether you're completely clueless, about natural health, or whether you're an absolute enthusiast who really works hard at expanding your awareness of natural health, I think this is a winner either way.
Yeah, exactly.
We talk about the health properties of capsaicin, that you've basically captured medicine in a bottle here.
Made it taste good, which is important.
It made it taste good, which is important. In 2002, the Koreans did a lot of research regarding capsaicin and found out that it inhibited what's called IKBA. IKBA is an inflammatory response in the immune system. So there's a lot of researchers who think the IKBA response in the body is sort of the cornerstone, the biochemical cornerstone of a lot of immune problems like asthma, etc. And what they found is that the capsaicin neutralized that process, shut that whole system right down. So that was the Koreans that did that research back in 2002, and they're still pursuing since 2002. It's about 7 years or so into that research now, and it really expanded on that information in terms of how capsaicin does neutralize the immune inflammatory properties of the body. So, study after study, it's like you said earlier, Raul, that you could Google capsaicin, put the word health in capsaicin in, and studies, research, whatever, and it's page after page after page.
Yeah, when we first started, we were blown away.
Well, and again, topical applications as well. Folks are, of course, familiar probably with the capsaicin creams for arthritic problems, etc. And again, it's a very powerful dispersing agent. So, all right, let's talk about the drink here for a moment from the perspective of future plans. There's plans to bring in possibly some organic stevia, something along those lines. What about other flavors? Any thoughts about other flavors? You guys are starting to tune.
Yeah, we have 15 other flavors. These 3 are just the ones.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you have 15 other flavors?
Waiting in the wings.
Yeah. We didn't want to launch all 15 at once. We wanted to make sure people like these 3 first.
And you're still pointed. Yeah, we'll take a call. Sure. We got somebody calling in.
Excellent.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, but I could be better.
You could.
Drink some Prometheus.
Huh?
Drink some Prometheus.
Yes, that's what I'm calling about. I've been sick for, about 9 months and a couple of days. I think it was viral pneumonia, and somebody told me it could have lasted a lot longer. Luckily, it didn't. But what I'm wondering about your product, now, will you ship? Because I'd have to have you ship.
Yeah, we're working out our online store right now.
Could I have it shipped from, I'm not into the computer. I have too many other things to do. Could you ship it from, let's say, the Hanover store to me?
You probably have to contact Good Health Natural Foods. The Hanover store is 781-826-0808. And then why don't you give your toll-free number again?
Yeah, you could even call us at 1-877-60-SPICY or email us at spicy.
I want to try the spicy.
Oh, yeah. Or you can email us at spicy@prometheussprings.com.
Well, there's also more questions I want to ask you.
Sure, go
now,
ahead.
In my family, not everybody, but there is prostate cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would like to send my son some of that. And also, my daughter-in-law has, she had a cancerous growth on the back of her leg that was precancerous when they removed it.
Right.
And it grew out like a mushroom.
Yep.
So I'd like to send her some. And I'm wondering if, what about a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old?
Oh, we've given it to a 1-year-old.
Oh, okay. Now, how many bottles would I need? Probably the smallest to make sure they're going to take it and like it. How many? What does it come in assorted sizes or?
It's all 16-ounce bottles.
Yeah, right now it's all sold individually. At the store level, when we get the online store going, we're probably going to be selling in 12 packs.
Okay. Now, besides, I have to call them to find out about that. I would like them to also ship me some of their organic tomatoes and bread and and the same.
Good Health will take care of you. They're loaded with organic products down there, and they are pretty good about getting them out there and shipping them to folks too. So you should.
Do they ship them?
Yeah, I know that they've done a number of different mailings and shippings to people.
Very good, because I can't possibly.
Sure.
My license expired. I got to get my car fixed. I plan on getting my license back. But in the meantime...
All right. Well, you want to call them at 781-826-0808. They'll take good care of you down there.
Okay. And you, on this capsicum, I have taken the capsicum before, and because it does not stay in your liver like ordinary pepper does.
That's correct.
And, oh, God, I lost my train of thought. And I liked it,
It's a wonderful flavor, and again, these beverages are... They didn't skimp, I can tell you that. There's plenty of capsaicin in these drinks.
Oh, I like that, where it does not stay in your liver. But now my cousin has diabetes. She's diabetic, and she also has myalgia. And How would that be? From the sound, you already mentioned that, and you said it would be good for somebody like that.
Yeah, I think the fibromyalgia is a real natural because capsaicin, among other things, is really very anti-inflammatory, as we said earlier. It's a great dispersing agent, and it releases the substance P. So as far as fibromyalgia goes, I think it's a great, capsaicin is a great natural food-based the properties to disperse those inflammatory properties in the body. So, I think that these guys are going to be working on, again, formulating a variety of different, this is their inaugural launching here. So,
and it sounds like a very good launching, and I'm very interested, and it sounds all natural, and I want to try it.
Well, aren't you kind, and thank you so much for calling. What is your first name?
Jean.
Jean, it's so great to have you on board, and thank you so much for your call.
Thank you for answering them.
My pleasure. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah, well, I think those are great questions, and I think they're very typical questions, great consumer questions, and folks are going to be interested in the idea of, supplementing. And that's, it's a really important point that when you think about what food supplements are, that's exactly what they are, is they will supplement your body's natural needs for the various nutrients that it depends upon. Folks forget, they lose sight of the fact that nutrients are essential for day-to-day functioning, for health, etc. That's what vitamins, minerals, antioxidants are all about. And, of course, nature provides these in so many different forms, and science is starting to arrive at the point where it's discovering these very vital nutrient availabilities in a variety of different products. And like the guy said, I'm guessing in all those 14 different recipes yet to come, there's other herbs, and there's other very powerful medicinal agents. And what you guys are starting to do is to develop a kind of contemporary alchemy here.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
And the plan is to provide a clean product, a healthy product, and a medicinal product that's actually fun and enjoyable to drink and tastes great.
That's what's so rare. You can get things out there like kombucha, which I think is a great product, and I drink it often.
Right.
But kombucha doesn't taste that great. We'll be honest.
Right.
It's got a vinegary, strange tea taste to it.
All right, we got another call on the line.
There we go.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Miacola. This is Regina.
Gina, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Terrific. Say hi to the guys.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I'm sorry I wasn't at Good Health on Friday. It sounds like you had an exciting event there.
It was quite fun.
Yeah. I actually have a couple of questions, and I don't know, Dr. Miacola, if you can address them.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I'm wondering, is there any particular health conditions that capsaicin is not good for, that people should avoid capsaicin because of?
No, there are absolutely no contraindications whatever. Now, the only caveat that I would render here would be that virtually anybody can develop an allergy to virtually anything. You can be allergic to a specific bottle of plain water. I've seen it over the years. So, I think that there are those remote possibilities. Now, in terms of probability, no, because at least according to the research that's presently available out there, all the studies that are presently available, there are no contraindications yet. So, of all the research that's been done specifically over the past 15 years or so, there are no contraindications as far as allergenesis that has been noted in research, or any kind of reasons why not to drink it, why somebody shouldn't drink it. I think back to the earlier calls, I think that that there are some conditions that, at least based on the more specific research that's been out there to date, would indicate that it is more likely potentially beneficial for things obvious like inflammatory conditions, osteoarthritic pain and inflammation, fibromyalgia we pointed out, aches, pains, etc., that may benefit from capsaicin. Also, the idea that more and more inflammatory conditions are being studied. We mentioned a lot of the work that's been done, for example, by researchers that Dr. Philip Kapfler, who is, at UCLA, done all the animal research on capsaicin and prostate cancer. So there's an awful lot of folks out there that are, taking a page out of my book. I say, load up on as many antioxidants and as many natural anti-inflammatories in your day-to-day diet as possible. So if you're eating an abundance of organic fruits and vegetables, you're getting a ton of antioxidants. You're kicking up your oxygen radical absorbance capacity. you're building up your body's ability to fight disease and to neutralize free radical developments from the genetic perspective. So you're closing the door on high-risk factors. And again, I think the whole picture of healthy eating is all about loading up with all the natural anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, vitamin, mineral-rich properties that foods bring into the picture. So don't waste any opportunities. Obviously, when you have an opportunity to add a meal or a beverage, take something that has a positive contribution, grab it.
Sure. And you mentioned early in the show something about fat-burning properties. I was wondering if you could speak a little bit more to that.
Absolutely, based on thermogenesis. And again, there are studies that indicate that thermogenesis for years thermogenesis was a controversial issue, but there are some really strong, viable studies that support that there's a way to actually increase the liver's ability to perform what's called lipotropic thermogenesis, which means that the liver basically burns fat. So your liver is your big guy in terms of the motor in your body that wants to burn down fat molecules. So we really count on a liver that is highly active, not underactive. And obviously, if you eat too many fatty foods, you eat too many unhealthy foods, the liver gets less active. People get overweight because the liver is not inclined to burn fat as efficiently. But in this case, we want to stimulate it. So thermogenesis means you're stimulating the heat generating and the fat burning properties of the furnace that we call the liver. So thermogenesis is really often triggered by pungent, spicy things that Mother Nature brings into play, such as these hot peppers. So capsaicin has the ability to increase the thermogenesis response in the liver.
And do you think that drinking a product like the Prometheus Springs drinks would be a pain reliever if someone was suffering from fibromyalgia or arthritis or something like that? Would it actually physically be relieving?
Yeah, remember what I said a moment ago. I think what you want to think of in terms of pain relief is you don't want to think in terms of like taking an aspirin and making the pain go away. Although, Raul pointed out earlier that they were at a store, I think he said in New York recently, they did a presentation down in New York, and someone had a migraine headache, boom, went away immediately. And again, there's a number of different studies that suggest the same thing. I've read a number of different research studies, folks that were in the studies experiencing headaches during the studies, that when they were actually given the capsaicin, the headaches immediately went away. So, there are going to be those episodes where that does happen, but I prefer folks to think in terms of building up natural anti-inflammatory properties, sort of massing, if you will, massing those anti-inflammatory properties from the standpoint of day-to-day nutrition, building up that muscle of, chemistry, if you will.
Oh, I understand that, but if somebody is already at the point of, when they are, having issues with pain or something like that, I just wondered if you thought that there was...
Absolutely, I do. Absolutely. I think yes, and I think that the idea of capsaicin as a supplement in a drink or whatever other forms you may find it is of course, ginger. I mean, you can read a number of different remarkable books and studies. Paul Schulich has written a great book about that, about the COX-2, COX-3 hormone response. That ginger, for example, is a wonderful antipyretic, anti-inflammatory, as is capsaicin, which means they actually are, capable of relieving pain, like non-steroidal anti-inflammatories.
And one last question for the guys. It sounds like they've done a lot of work and spent a lot of effort into developing the taste and that sort of thing. Is it comparable to drinking like a... I don't want to say a dessert beverage, but, does it taste like vegetables or does it taste like fruit? Or
It's delicious and refreshing. You heard the flavors, lychee, wasabi. It has a very delicate, it's like if you were to juice lychee juice and pair it with, a
little burn
finish.
to it.
Yeah.
But I would describe it as sweet and spicy.
Yeah, it's very crisp, very refreshing. It's not at all like V8 spicy. It has no vegetable
that's exactly
feel.
what I didn't want to mention the name, but that's what I was wondering, if it tasted like a vegetable drink.
No, not at all. Just looking at it, if you just looked at it, it looks like lemonade. From a mouthfeel and kind of experiential standpoint,
that's what I would say.
Like a lemonade.
I would say it's closer to a lemonade with almost a ginger zing to it or something.
Oh yeah,
it actually sounds very delicious.
It is delicious.
It is. And we also, aside from being a great natural foods drink and a health beverage, we're also a gourmet drink. I'd like to make that point.
Well, I heard that comparison to an organic scotch, and I thought that was
There you have
That's what it is.
Well, in fact, they were talking about someone last evening that they were with who hasn't used alcohol in a dozen or so years. Yeah, so she was enjoying this as a great alternative. So for those folks who like to get a little zing the legal way and still be able to drive home, this is a great way to go.
Yeah, she looked at me before she pulled away. She said, "If I get pulled over, it's your fault."
That's great.
Funny.
Absolutely.
Funny.
Well, thank you so much for your call.
Well, thank you for answering all my questions.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. So we're going to take a very short little break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Hi there, this is Mark Mincole, the Natural Health and Healing Show. I know that so many of you out there are passionate about the latest cutting-edge nutritional information, would like to go on to that next level. I'm proud to announce that our new natural health care offices in Cohasset are offering personalized nutritional consultations. At Santi Holistic Healing, you'll experience an informative, individualized nutritional consultation by one of my finest personally trained nutritional experts. Your consultant will test you for specific food allergies and supplements. Together, you'll chart out a personalized, optimal nutritional roadmap that will detail your healthiest foods and nutritional supplements, even specific doses. If that's not enough, we also offer relaxing healing massage at Santi Holistic Healing. Whether it's nutritional consulting or healing massage that you're interested in, we at Santi Holistic Healing are prepared to give you the healing experience of a lifetime. Call us at 781-383-3393. That's 781-383-3393 for the healing experience of a lifetime.
This is Catherine from Jarrow Formulas. We're happy to have continued our relationship with Mark Mincola in the Health and Healing Show, and we're happy to announce a new product from Jarrow Formulas called Jarrow Cell. We all know that as the body ages, it heals less rapidly and becomes frailer. Often the body is unable to process enough nutrients to repair weakening cartilage and protein fibers. A very important element in building and repairing your body is silicone. But unfortunately, as we grow, you may have difficulty absorbing adequate silicone from your diet. But now, thanks to a product called Jarrow Cell, you can be sure to get your share. Jarrow Cell can give you the silicone you need to support your bone health, bone mineral density, and in addition, Jarrow Cell strengthens and beautifies your hair, skin, and nails. Jarrow Cell is available now in a synergistic liquid formula that also includes boron and zinc. Ask for Jarrow Cell at your local health food stores. Or for more information, you can go to the Jarrow website, which is www.jarrow.com.
All right, welcome back. And we've been talking with Lex Mincola and Raul Panchal about their wonderful, wonderful product, Prometheus Springs, which, like we said, hey, you got the whole thing down here. It tastes good and feels good. That pretty much covers it, I guess, right?
It is good.
Yeah, it is good, absolutely. And you know, I think that when we think of this as your first incarnation of such, that I think you can look forward to some remarkable developments not too distant future here as well.
Oh yeah,
Always creating, always making it better. You know, it's as an artist, you know, you never want to be totally satisfied with what you made. So these drinks are great. We're super happy with them, but they're going to get better.
Well, and I love hearing that from the alchemist perspective too, knowing that the world is, you know, as Raul said earlier, is moving more and more into a food is medicine place.
right.
And I think you're on the cutting edge, right on the cusp of a door that's about to open, if it hasn't already, where the world is going to absolutely seek out medicine in a bottle in any way, shape, or form. And again, I think that we're talking about an enjoyable, easily accessible, and you know something? The research on things like capsaicin is just a beginning, because science has now made it so available for us to really learn and realize and become inspired by the notion that medicine really is in food.
Oh yeah.
And that when you can capture it and market it in an enjoyable way, that's where the whole new world is headed, folks. So I think that's an exciting thing. And again, as you examine the stevias and things like that you can come in here with and lower your sugar content a little bit and increase your anti-inflammatory content and expand on your flavors, etc., it's only going to get more and more exciting.
Oh yeah.
So Any information you want to share? I think you should probably give everybody out there your information again, so if they want to contact you, they can look at your site, etc. So why don't you give everybody that information?
It's PrometheusSprings.com, PrometheusSprings.com, and you can email us at spicy@PrometheusSprings.com, or you can give us a call at 1-877-60-SPICY.
And I'd like to refer everybody to an interesting article that I found that I love Medical News Today. It's one of my favorite sites to go to, but www.medicalnewstoday.com, and just check out the articles there. But this is hot peppers, a natural alternative to COX inhibitor drugs. I think that's really an important issue, because we talked before we came over here this evening to do the broadcast that there's so many different hormones that are produced in the human body that mediate virtually everything. But there's only 3 columns whereby all these hormones are produced in the body, and they're all produced from the perspective of fats. There's 6 essential fatty acids that produce virtually every hormone in the body that mediates virtually all activity in the human body. So there's column 1, it's neutral. Column 2 is inflammatory. Things like peanuts, egg yolks, red meat, dairy products, they produce inflammation in the body. And folks often ask me the question of why would nature play that cruel joke on us? I say, wait a minute, time out here. It's not all quite like that, because if you take somebody, for example, who has hemophilia, a bleeder's disease, they don't produce enough blood inflammation. They're deficient in it. So if they cut themselves on a camping trip 150 miles away from an ER, you could be in serious trouble there. So, keep a jar of peanut butter on that camping trip for that person and let them clot. All right? So, Mother Nature has this whole thing figured out from the perspective of chocolate and vanilla. The third column, of course, is anti-inflammatory, which everybody knows about, whether they know it or not, because everybody knows the fatty fish is anti-inflammatory. The fish oil capsules, the flax capsules, pumpkin seeds, soy nuts, and obviously these are your soy products. These are your anti-inflammatory foods, walnuts. So, it's a matter of if somebody is suffering from an inflammatory condition, the first thing you want to do is cut down on the inflammatory peanut butters, red meats, dairy products, and the idea of increasing the natural anti-inflammatories, which includes spicy peppers like capsaicin. So we want to thank Lexman Cola, Rao Panchal from Prometheus Springs, and check them out. Thanks, guys, for being here.
Thanks for having us, Dr. Mark.
This is Mark Mincola reminding you all, be wise, be aware, be well. Check out our website, www.maxhealing.com. Have a great week. See you next week.